I feel almost quite privileged. I feel like we've been to a premiere or something, because as far as I know, Ghostbusters Answer the Call isn't coming out in America till the 16th, or when I had a quick look online it said the 16th of July. So it come out like a full week in advance. Saw it like first thing this morning, the first showing that I could get into. Not long just got back and, you know, just try and formulate in my mind what I thought of it, and, you know, some of the plus points and the highlights that I wanted to mention. I'm going to try really hard to keep it spoiler free if I can, because like I say, I mean, it's coming out a full week before the US and stuff, and, you know, people obviously won't have seen it and things like that, or, you know, chances are. So like I say, just going to try just hit the points that I liked and things like that. And it started off, there's a couple of things straight off the bat that made me really think that we were going to be in for a good movie. I mean, I've liked Ghostbusters my entire life, and I generally am quite positive about movies, even ones that everybody considers to be terrible. But there was two things, like I say, at the very, very intro part of the movie that I thought, oh, that was really cool. Was the intro was really scary. And I've heard people say that it was scary, and I thought, oh yeah, how scary can it possibly be? And it wasn't like, you know, The Exorcist or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But when you think this is a 12A, you know, yeah, it was 12A, I was just trying to think of the BBC title card. But it was like quite sort of, you didn't really see much, and it was like kind of almost like it's an old George C. Scott film called The Haunting, and like just like lots of banging and noise and things like that. And the way it kind of, again, I was trying to sort of not spoil it, but there was real strong echoes of the intro to Ghostbusters 1. And then when the Ghostbusters theme kicked in, it was like, oh, here we go. And then the first few jokes were genuinely good. And I know Mark Kermode on his film review show says, if a film makes you laugh about 6 or 7 times, then you can genuinely say that it was funny. And the first few handful of jokes, like, oh, this is good, this is really good. And it was like that all through the film. It was consistently strong. And I don't think this is a spoiler, because I think this is quite common knowledge, but if you really want to see 100% spoiler free, then mute the speaker for 5 seconds. But all 4 Ghostbusters, all 4 the original Ghostbusters, get mentioned in the film. Harold Ramis gets a couple of really cool mentions, or he's in a scene, and the other remaining Ghostbusters, the other 3, all have cameos. And Bill Murray's character, there's a couple of things that happen to his character that are very in keeping with what Bill Murray's always said about Ghostbusters. And if you know about the history of Ghostbusters, I'm sure people will get a kick out of it. And Sigourney Weaver's in it too, and Annie Potts as well, so it's like, it's really got that Ghostbusters flavour to it. And I know a lot of people complain about the special effects in it, but they genuinely seem, I mean, I liked them straight from the trailer anyway, but they did seem, I don't know if they've like done a bit more work on them since, but they looked even better to my eyes. They looked really good, and some of the ghosts had this really cool like vibrancy to them, like they really felt like ghosts and things like that. But nothing about this movie that is really awesome and it's dead cool is the marketing. Like, in all the phone boxes in town, they've all got Ghostbusters adverts on. And I must be slipping in my old age, because I heard that you could phone the phone number that's mentioned under where it says Ghostbusters as a phone number. I think it's 0800 22 29 911. And you actually get through to Kevin at the Ghostbusters HQ.
Hi there, you've reached the Ghostbusters hotline. Due to the considerable rise in paranormal activity, we can't take your call. If you've experienced strange noises or feelings of dread, just ignore them and hope they go away. If you're troubled by a floating apparition, open a window and turn on a fan. Anything worse, run! And leave the ghostbusting to us. And remember to get our spooky updates from the Ghostbusters Facebook page at facebook.com/ghostbustersofficial. See ya!
And then they've re-released Twinkies again with like Ghostbusters branding. I think you can even get Stay Puft Marshmallow. So it's like, it even feels better than in 1984 and 1989 when, you know, those Ghostbusters films were coming out. And because I remember there being stuff, and especially for Ghostbusters 2, but this just seems like, oh wow, there's this stuff here, oh, this stuff there. So it's like, they're really hitting all the pop marks with that. Oh, but another thing that instantly an actor was in it, Brother Numsky from Golden Child, Charles Dance was in it. And anytime I see Charles Dance, I don't know if it's because he was in Golden Child, I'm always like, oh, Charles Dance, that was good. And Andy Garcia was in it as well, so it's like, oh, it's cool, some interesting like character actors and things like that. And the characterizations in the trailer, I know sometimes you have to do broad brush strokes in a trailer, and I felt like when you saw the characters interacting with each other, it felt quite naturalistic and like Kevin. Like when I saw him on the trailer, I thought, oh, that character could go either way. And I did on one of the featurettes saying that, oh, we love the scenes with Kevin and we couldn't get enough of him. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But by the end of the film, I was like, oh, he's literally one of the best characters. And there's one thing that happens in the film, I won't say where in the film because, like I say, it's trying to be spoiler free, genuinely, like, just one of those scenes where you think, oh my god, that is, whoever wrote that bit, or if it was an ad-lib, was brilliant, because it was just like one of those, like, super cool moments where you just see somebody do something really cool. It's like, oh, that's genuinely good. And this is the geeky part in me. I was noticing things like the camcorder said 4K on them and things like that, but going the complete reverse of that was nearly all the TVs were old CRT TVs. And I was like, it was really catching my attention because I'm into like older technology and nostalgia and things like that. And normally, like, you don't see CRT TVs anywhere anymore. Like, I don't know where hardly anybody that uses a CRT TV anymore. And boom, there were like about 4 or 5 of them. This is I'm going to say spoiler. It's just a funny line in there. But when Kevin is Chris Hemsworth is coming for the interview, and he's saying, "Oh, can I bring my cat to the to live with us in the Ghostbusters HQ?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm allergic to cats." Melissa McCarthy says. And he says, "Oh no, my cat is not a cat, he's a dog." He says, "Your dog's called My Cat." So no, Mike Hat, and it's like oh, it's his full name's Michael Hat, and it's like little riffing on things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's hours and hours of ad libs and things like that. But I genuinely thought it was a really strong, solid movie, and right up until the credits, and the credits were awesome, and they did some cool things in the credits that I've never seen before, like the credits were moving side to side and going in and out and things like that, and there was extra little bits playing in the credits. And they had the tobacco warning in there, and I'm pretty sure nobody smokes in it, which is something slightly different than the first couple of Ghostbusters films. But I won't spoil it, and like I say, I thank Patton Oswalt for saying on a tweet there, or wait till all the credits have gone through. I know I watched the credits anyway, but it was nice to have it confirmed that it comes back on after the credits. But like I say, I won't spoil it, and like I say, if you want to go in spoiler free, that's completely fine. But the after the credit scene is unbelievably good. It just ticks all my geek boxes. I was like, oh wow. And I'd honestly say, I would have paid just to see that scene. It was really, really cool. But thanks for listening, and who you gonna call, and keep it locked.